Atlanta Bird Game, what's happening, what's popping, what's going down? It is your dog Toddy checking in with a live stream. What's up? Yeah. So today we're gonna do a real quick live on this wonderful Sunday, man. We're gonna breeze through a few topics, namely Falcons Free Agency. Let's turn this phone on silent too. Okay, there we go. We're gonna talk about Falcons Free Agency, how well we did or how bad we did. Either way, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the NFL draft, specifically the Falcons draft. We'll talk about the draft, and we're gonna talk about critiquing our team, criticism, skepticism. Is it hate? Is it not hate? Talk about that as well. So before we get to the topics, man, let's see who checking in. My dog, my guy, Winston Thorne in the building. How you doing today, bro? What's happening with your dog? Facebook user is checking in. That got to be James Dockery because James is in Kentucky. So what's happening with you, James? And what's good? Tidy, rise up from Kentucky. Rise up back to you, brother. Atlanta Falcons fan is checking in on the YouTube stratosphere. What's happening, fan? What's popping? Atlanta Falcons fan. My guy, Matty, is in the building. Not Matty Ice, but my man, Matty. Said, what's happening, bro? I'm cooling. Tyler Davis is in the house. Says, what's going on, Tyler? What's popping with your player? What's happening, man? Winston said, please to tell a friend to like and subscribe to Atlanta Bird Game on YouTube. As always, great content. And as always, thank you, Winston. Always appreciate the support, the brotherhood, and the love that you always show and display, man. Very much appreciated, dog. Thank you. But yeah, just like my man just said, man, subscribe and like the video, please. Thank you. We right now we got 9 people on YouTube. We only have 4 likes. Hit the like button, man. It really helps us out a whole lot. So thanks in advance. My guy Travis Preston is in the building. What's up, Tyler? What's up with you, bro? Tydrick says, I'm still worried about getting a number 2 receiver. We need someone to take the top off the defense. Maybe Jahmyr Gibbs. I like Gibbs, man. I like him. I know he wouldn't be there, but if he there like hanging around the 3rd round, I definitely would snatch him up. Anything before the 3rd round, like I would be real skeptical to take a back before then because of just all the pressing needs from this team. But I like Gibbs, man. That boy's a baller. He reminds me of Alvin Kamara, a faster version of Kamara because he appears to be much faster than Kamara. So he definitely a dog. Dom checking in from YouTube said, what's going on, my guy? What's up, my guy? What's up with your big dog, Dom, in the building? What's up, Facebook user? What's going down? My man's Big Mo Lewis is in the house. What's up with you, bro? What's happening? Facebook user said, would love to get Will Anderson Jr. from Bama. Yeah, we probably would have to move up to get him, man. I think he'll probably be drafted like at number 3. I would love to get him too, bro. Love to get him. Travis said, hope everyone is safe from these crazy stories today. Yeah, and I echo that sentiment as well. Hopefully everyone is safe and sound. Scooter, what's up with you, bro? Says Gibbs definitely going late, first, early, second. Yeah, I think he'll probably go 2nd round. I think he'll be the 2nd back off the board. Maddie says the wide receiver Palmer from Nebraska, we have a lot of connection to. I'm all in for him. Facebook user says Carter or Gonzalez from Oregon. Okay, so y'all want to talk about the draft first? Y'all want to go ahead and pop off? We'll talk about the draft since everybody, talking about the draft. So let's go ahead and pop off the draft. Right now, we stayed at number 8 for our first pick. Once again, drafted number 8. Last year, we drafted the Champagne Poppy, Drake London at number 8. Wide receiver, had a pretty stellar rookie year. Didn't look at his stats before I came on, but I think Drake had about 860 something yards, 864 receiving. I want to say about 4 to 6 touchdowns. I think 70 something reception. Y'all help me out. Y'all know I'm getting old. But it was somewhere in that neighborhood. But he did well. But we are drafting at 8 once again. And who shall we go with this year? Who would y'all like to see? I see some people are already name some names of who you like us to draft. I do see some good suggestions have already been mentioned. Michael is in the building. Says, what do you think of us getting Robinson, the QB from UCLA, in the later rounds? He fits our offense. He's nice. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not familiar with him, man. I haven't seen a lot on him. I don't watch. Of course, I don't watch a lot of UCLA games, so I really would have to do my homework on him. But to be transparent, Mike, if we draft the quarterback, I think you got to draft it in the first round. If you go quarterback, I think you got to go quarterback in the first round. If not, don't go quarterback at all. Nowhere near the draft. Nowhere in the draft. The reason I say that is because it's already going to be, I'm going to be honest, it's already going to be, let's use the word different. It's already going to be different in our quarterback room this year because you got Desmond Ridder, who's only had 4 NFL starts in his career. He's going to his sophomore season. You got Taylor Heineke, who doesn't have a whole lot of NFL experience, and he's a borderline lower tier starter, great backup type of quarterback. And I don't really think it would be beneficial to the quarterback room to bring in another backup typist quarterback in the later rounds of the draft, 4th round, 5th round, 6th round. I don't think that would make a whole lot of sense. And the reason I say if you go quarterback, you got to go first round because that means, okay, now you're drafting your guy. Okay, now we're getting our guy. So if we don't go first round, then I say just don't draft the quarterback at all because of those reasons. Like, so that's my spin on that. Facebook users, hey Tidy, what's that YouTube channel too? I can like and get on with the group. What's happening with Facebook user? I'm gonna see if I can post it in the group. Well, not the group, but the group. Let me see. Let me go to Facebook, and I'm gonna post a link in the chat, and you can just follow the chat, and it'll take you right there. And thank you in advance. Also, by the way, y'all bear with me. I'm trying to pull it up on Facebook. There we go. So Facebook user, whoever just said that, I just posted the link in the chat. Click on that link and subscribe to the channel. And once again, thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate it. Also, let me see. London 72. Damn, I was pretty close, Winston. Thank you. 72 for 866 and 4 tubs. All right, so I was close. Scooter says, I think DB at 8, maybe wide receiver. Now, I would be cool with DB. Wide receiver, Scooter, I can't go for it, man. I can't go for it. I would, of course, I ain't got no hair, but I would pull out my scalp. I would literally take my fingernails and just pull out pieces of the scalp on my head until I started bleeding all the way around this big old head. If they take another wide receiver at 8, I would literally, and I know it's Sunday, and since I be broadcasting on YouTube, I be trying my best not to cuss, but I would lose my shit if they took another wide receiver in the first round, especially at 8, because that would really, Scooter, that really would be 3 consecutive wide receivers in the first round of the top 10 in the NFL draft. and that's not smart. And I know someone is saying, well, Kyle Pitts is a tight end. Kyle Pitts is a wide receiver who occasionally lines up inside. That's what Kyle Pitts is. I'll repeat, Kyle Pitts is a wide receiver who occasionally lines up inside. Kyle Pitts splits out wide like 70% of the time. His rookie year, I think, was about 74% of the time. So it really would with my lighter, it really would break my heart. And it really would piss me off, to be honest, man. I would have to run a fade with Fontenot, straight up. So y'all know y'all have to have a bail money reserve for me, you know. So I would have to run a fade with Fontenot, straight up. Straight up. He would have Fontenot would have to give me my fade. If we took a wide receiver 8, you're like, bro, you got to get my fade, bro. We got to run it. You done drafted 3 wide receivers in the first round, top 8 for 3 consecutive years. You got to run my fade, Terry. Straight up, bro. I got to have that. Maddie says 700 plus yards. I don't know how many touchdowns. We trade up for Anderson, or we stay at 8 for the best edge player available, or Gonzalez, or Witherspoon. I like all those options. I would love to get Will Anderson, man. I'm not going to in front of you, man. Will Anderson, I seen some data, some data, and it said Will Anderson's 3 years at Bama. Alabama, by the way, I'm a Bulldog, but anyway, I'll just mess with y'all, Bama fans. But they said Will Anderson, his 3 years at Bama, right? He was ranked top 2 in QB pressure rate in all 3 years, or it might have been top 3. I know it was like number 1 1 year and number 2 for 2 years, something like that. But for the very most part, you could pretty much say he was essentially at the very top in the Power 5 for QB pressure rate his entire career at Bama. And that's SEC play, man. That's outstanding. That is outstanding, man. So, Maddie, if we can get Will Anderson, I'm all for it, bro. Who else you said? Best edge player available. A lot of people are saying get Nolan Smith from UGA. You know, I'm a big UGA fan, of course. So I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it, but I'm not gonna lie. That's not my first choice at 8. I can't front. I ain't gonna lie to you just because I'm a UGA fan. He seems a little undersized, but Micah Parsons seemed like that too, and we saw how that turned out. I wouldn't be mad at it, but we'll see. Tyree Wilson, maybe there, or Gonzalez or Witherspoon. I wouldn't be mad at those either. I like Gonzalez. I like Witherspoon, and to be honest with you, we really need a corner who can come in and play good for us early for a couple of reasons. Number one, Hayward is like 34 years old, I think. He only got 1 year left on his deal. He missed most of the season last year. And we're going to hope we re-sign AJ Terrell next year, but who knows? AJ may say, I need $23 million, Atlanta, or else I'm gonna go play for Kansas City or Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? So cornerback would be a good thing. Hold on, y'all. Cornerback might even be the smarter pick if we looking at things down the line. Winston says DTR is nice, very elevated with a live arm, and play big in big games. Injuries is his not. What's up, Facebook user? What's going on with you? I think Ritter's the man that comes from Atlanta Falcons fan. I hope so, bro. I hope so. I got my reservations, but I hope so for the sake of this team and this fan base. 5-star Falcon is in the building. What's happening with you, bro? How you been doing, man? Molu says, let's address the elephant in the room. Y'all Moby get straight to the business. Mo said, man, you BS. Let's get straight to the business. So let's see what Mo say. We need to trade up to 3 and grab a quarterback. So I told y'all Moby get straight to the business. Nothing against Ritter, but Carolina building something special, and they finna get the guy. I'm gonna be real with you, Mo. I like the idea, man. I like the idea. I really wasn't gonna push the issue on this live, but I'm glad you did because they give me flack sometimes for talking about quarterbacks a lot. And the reason I talk about quarterback a lot because it's the most important position in sports. It's the most important position in NFL, and it's the most important position in sports. The quarterback is the bread and butter of the team. That's the engine in the car. You know what I mean? That's the electrical box in the house. So until you got your quarterback, your fan base is always going to talk about the quarterback position until you got your quarterback. The last time we had a great season or a very good season from the quarterback position in Atlanta, Georgia, was 2018. It's 2023 now. 5 years, man. That's a long time in football years. So that's why I always be talking about the quarterback position. Like when we finally get our guy, if Ritter ends up being a guy, you know what? I'm gonna shut up talking about quarterbacks, and I'm gonna move my focus to something else. But and as long as we got like unproven third round draft picks and the Marcus Mariotas of the world and the Taylor Heineke's of the world, like I don't know. Like with some fans, I'll be like, man, did y'all get left behind? Like, and I don't mean that in the school sense. I'm not trying to insult anyone's intelligence. Or let me rephrase that. I be wondering sometimes, like, have y'all been keeping up with the direction of football the last 2 decades? Man, you gotta have a dog ass quarterback to get where you want to go in today's NFL. This ain't like the 70s and the 80s, and the 90s when it was the running backs and the middle linebackers that were controlling everything. Oh, it's the quarterback now, man. So until we get ours, we're gonna talk about it. So Mo said move up to number 3 and get our guy. Hey, Mo, I'm with it, bro. I'm with it. I'm definitely with it. And I know it probably would. I'm sure the cost was a hefty penny, but it's just hard to swallow the fact that we're entering year 3 of a new administration, and we truly really don't know who our quarterback is. We are hoping is Ritter, but we really don't know. For everything that has happened and has been said, we are still yet to come out and get a firm confirmation. And it's damn near April. Training camp's gonna start pretty soon. But anyway, we're yet to get a confirmation from Terry Fontenot or Arthur Smith that this is our guy. They haven't put their hand over any player's shoulder yet and say, yeah, this is my guy. This is our guy. This is the guy y'all ride with. I know they released something saying, yeah, so-and-so works hard and, that this is the guy, but you hadn't said that's your guy yet. Year 3. So I'm cool with it, Mo. I like the idea. Mrs. B is in the building. How you doing today, Miss B, on this somewhat rainy Sunday? I know it's been raining on and off here where I'm at, but hope you are having a good day. Dom says we definitely need another cornerback opposite of AJ, but couldn't go wrong with a D-line either. Would be mad if we pick at those. Would it be mad if we pick at those 2 positions? Yeah, again, UGA fanboy. I will readily admit it to y'all. I'm a UGA fanboy. Jalen Carter sitting there at 8, and if we didn't trade up like Mo just said, Jalen Carter sitting there at 8. Man, you better draft him. You bet. I might. Hey, again, I might have to run Terry might have to run me my fade if Jalen Carter is sitting there and we don't draft him. Terry might have to run my fade. I'm telling you. So if Jalen Carter is sitting there, man, drafting. I'm sorry, y'all. I know he got these little off the field issues or whatever. I shouldn't say little because then I'm making light of a serious situation. But if he's there, man, you gotta take him. You gotta take him. Devin Witherspoon or Nola Smith. Yep. And I mentioned Nola Smith just a moment ago. Witherspoon is good too. I think he's probably being overshadowed a little bit by Gonzalez, but he is very good. Dom said, I said cornerback or D line. Would it be mad if we pick at those positions first? Yep, I'm with that. I'm on board with you there. I'm on board. I'm definitely on board with you there. Scooter said, I would hate a wide receiver 8. I just know my team. Scooter came to bang. You right, Scooter. You right. That's the most Falconish shit in the world, bro. You absolutely right. That's something that the Falcons would do. They would take another wide receiver at number 8. You're right. Hey, I can't even say nothing against that. Because like you say, you know my team. I know these jokers too, bro. And you're right. That's the Falcons, dog. That's our squad. That is definitely something they would do. Mike says, I agree with you at quarterback. I was just saying Robinson because so many fans are saying Bennett. Yeah, you know our UGA fan base, they're gonna always holler the Bulldogs because of the bias. But again, I gotta go watch some film on him, Mike. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't seen a lot of film on him. So I'm a little ignorant as far as he goes. Winston says the worst thing we could do is go get another pass catch in the first at 8. Yeah, we need to bring that top tier draft talent to the defense. I agree. If you ain't going quarterback, man, you got to go defense, bro. If the Falcons don't go quarterback in the first round, you got to go defense. Like you can't get an offense all the top draft picks in the first round. You know, if you don't go quarterback, you got to go defense. You got to. You gave the offense the number 4 pick the first year of the regime. You gave them the number 8 pick the second year of the regime. So if you ain't finally going to get your quarterback in the first round, man, you got to go defense. You got to go defense. Mike says I like Carter at 8. I do too. I definitely do. James Dockery checking in with that old school Dirty Bird logo on his profile pic. I like that, man. That's my favorite Falcon logo. In that colorway too. That red background, that black bird. That's my favorite one, bro. That and it probably because that reminds me of the time when I, first started being a Falcons fan. That's what the logo that was rocking. Jay says, okay, Todd, it was me that asked about the channel on YouTube. Like, okay, appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for the support, James. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Facebook user laughing about something. Don said, let them go wide receiver 8. I'm coming to bang on Terry. I'm telling you, bro, Terry gonna run me my fade. I'm straight up, y'all. Yeah, like Terry, I know you a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, and I'm a multi-thousandaire, but you're gonna run me my fade, homeboy. We're gonna have to go, hey. You gonna have to do what you got to do. I'm gonna do what I got to do, but I gotta have that fade from you, home. Devon Witherspoon, a hitter. I agree. Definitely agree with you on that. Definitely agree. Miss B said there ain't no point of keep getting pass catches in the first round with no quarterback. I could not agree with you more. Let's make sure we got our quarterback first before we go and get any more wide receivers in the first round. And see the thing too, Miss B, about drafting a lot of wide receivers in the first round, you got to pay them top 10 salary. Kyle Pitts got a fully guaranteed contract, about $33 million. Drake London ain't too far behind at number 8. So you bring another wide receiver into the fold. Now you got to get him number 8 money. And 4 years from now, like when it's time for all these guys to get paid, you're gonna be looking at $20+ million a year for all these wide receivers if they pan out. So you could potentially be looking at paying your receivers $70 million, which you wouldn't be able to do because you can pay everybody at that position that kind of money. So you got to kind of spread the wealth out a little bit. Because if you drafted anybody in the top 10, you have to be drafting to give them a second contract. When you drafted them in the top 10, your projection has to be, okay, this person has to be here for at least 2 contracts. So I got to get this right. So when you take Kyle Pitts at number 4, you're not looking at him, well, he'll just be here 4, maybe 5 years and we'll move on. No, you're looking like, hey, he got to be here at least 2 contracts. Drake London, he got to be here for at least 2 contracts. And you just can't put that much draft equity and money into one position. You can't do it. Tim is in the building. Big Tim Hensley, what's up with your big dog? Says I'd go with Tyree Wilson, Jalen Carter, or Christian Gonzalez. Of the guys I feel will be available in that order. I'm good with all three of those. I really like Tyree Wilson because of his size, athleticism, and more importantly, with Wilson is his versatility. You know, he can go inside or outside on that D line, which I really like. Jalen Carter, again, I'm a Bulldog fan, y'all. I'm not gonna go into the Jalen Carter spiel because I go in fanboy mode. You know what I'm saying? I go in fanboy mode, but you talk to enough Bulldogs and they'll tell you that he was the best defensive lineman on 2 national championship teams, even though Jordan Davis got a lot of pub last year. But like I said, I won't spill too much on that. Christian Gonzalez, like him, very, very like him a lot. And again, cornerback, we need that for a few reasons. Hayward getting old, only 1 year left on his deal. He was hurt most of last year. AJ Terrell, after this year, you got to pay him some big money. And you never know what these guys are going to want in free agency, man. AJ may say, Falcons, shoot, I need 23 mil a year. I need Michael Jordan per year from y'all. 23 mil or I'm leaving. At least you have your backup plan. So you never know. You never know. Nicholas Dixon is in the building. Says, what's up, Tyler? What's happening with you, Nick? What's going on with your player? Winston says, Anderson lives in the backfield. Even when he's the only one team scheme to stop, I take Anderson as 1B to Carter. Yeah, I'm good with any one of those. Either one, Will Anderson or Jalen. I would love to get Will Anderson, man. I can't front to you. You know what I'm saying? And you could hope. We would hope that he comes in and have an impact similar to Parsons at Dallas. When you look at Will Anderson, you just like, man, this guy just not. He know how to play football. You know, he probably was one of them dudes at 5 years old that you seen on the football field. Like, okay, he'll be playing on Sunday one day. You know, it's just some kids are special like that. You know, I'm sure everybody has been to like little league games, rec center games, and there's always one person in that age group that is just leaps and bounds better than everybody. You'll be like, man, this kid gonna be special. And that's the feeling I get from a Will Anderson, man. Facebook user says Witherspoon reminds me of Alford. He'll get a lot of flags. He's too handsy. I can dig it, Facebook user. I can definitely dig it. Tim says Carter would have been my top pick, but I'm just concerned about the extra weight a little bit. And that's definitely understandable. Definitely understandable. The excuse that I will give him is everything that he went through. And I'll try my best not to get too much into it because, you know, we've talked about it before. But just that unfortunate incident, man, I'm sure that did a lot of mental anguish to him. And I'm going to be, y'all know me, I keep it a whole brick anytime I talk to y'all. When I first off, I've never been through anything like that. Let me say that first. But like when I'm going through my things like mentally or spiritually, as we all do, we all humans. You know, you could be dead broke or you can have 100 million in the bank, but you can always go through your phases mentally. You know, and there have been times I went through my phases mentally, and you know what a lot of us do when we go through things mentally? We eat. A lot of times that's how we deal with stress. We eat. That's why they call it comfort food. So going through what he went through, maybe he just started eating, stopped working out. Stress will cause people to gain weight also. But one thing about Carter, man, is like playing on the level he played at on a powerhouse team full of NFL players. These last 2 years, I don't think anybody has put, well, last year in this upcoming draft, I don't think there's been a team that has put a college that has put more players in the league than Georgia will and he has been a standout. So I just hopefully time heals all wounds. So hopefully he'll be able to put that past him, and I'm gonna give more merit to what he did in college. Um, than him coming into the pro day out of shape, and that whole spiel. But that just was such a bad situation, man. I really hate that happened. Um, why y'all don't think Ritter can do the job just because he went third? That I gotta light my cigar on that Atlanta Falcons fan. That has some to do with it, and I don't really even want to say I don't think he can do the job. It's just as an NFL franchise, man, if you drafted a quarterback in the third round, you are not drafting them to start per se. You're not drafting them to be your franchise quarterback for the next 10 years, per se. And when you're drafted at, I mean, it matters. You have people that slip through the cracks, Grady Jarrett, um, Brady, and things like that. But it don't happen often with third rounders, man. Especially when we start talking about like modern era football. When I say modern era football, I'm speaking more like the internet era, going back to like late '90s. We'll just say the 2000s, or right at the 2000s. You've seen it with Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson in his prime was a great quarterback, possible Hall of Famer. I think that'll be determined on how he finishes his career here in Denver. But even with Russell Wilson, Seattle didn't draft Russell Wilson to be their starter. That just happened. They had just gave Matt Flynn a 3-year, 20 million, think $22 million contract. Russell was drafted for depth and to be a project. It's just once he got to camp, he shined. And he just took the job from Flynn. That's really the only shining example. I mean, yeah, you could say Dak Prescott too, but Dak Prescott ain't won nothing. He getting paid a lot of money. We've had quarterbacks like that. Michael Vick got paid a lot of money, didn't win anything. Matt Ryan got paid a shitload of money, didn't win anything. We've done that before. These last two quarterbacks, we've damn near $500 million in salary. So getting back to the point, Russell Wilson, he was a depth guy. He took that job. Who did Ritter take the job from? Mariota? That's the barrier. Mariota? And you didn't take the job from Mariota. It just got to the point where the Falcons, they were like, okay, well, we at the playoffs. Let's evaluate Ritter. And then they bring in Heineke. So it's like you're not even having a formidable competitor at that position to challenge him for the job. Now, let's say the Falcons have no intention to draft a quarterback this year. They had no intention to take Lamar Jackson via trade. I wanted them to bring a top level veteran in here. And if Ritter beats that top level veteran that we got via free agency, Derek Carr, y'all know I was talking about Derek Carr, Garoppolo, y'all know I was talking about Garoppolo, and Garoppolo signed for like honestly a meager contract based on the market. So they drafted Troy Anderson before they drafted Ritter. And I'm not saying nothing bad about Troy. but he was a virtually unknown guy from Montana State who only played linebacker for 1 year. And the Falcons view him as a better talent than their quarterback. And like I said about 20, 30 minutes ago, that's the most important position. So you want to get it right. I just don't like the idea of us settling for Ritter in relationships. What do your parents or your older brother or older sister or your aunts or your uncles tell you? Hey son, don't settle. Or they'll tell you, hey baby girl, don't settle. Really, in nothing in life, you don't really want to get to the point where you're settling. I don't want Ritter to be here because we settled for him. So I think that's where a lot of fans' reservation come in with Ritter. And then you have some fans in the fan base, like they're gonna be a Disney Falcon fan for whoever the Falcons bring in. I said that last week. When we brought Mariota in here, you had fans like, oh yeah, man, Mariota, he gonna win comeback player of the year. The Falcons gonna be in the playoffs. Ooh, Mariota, ooh, boy, well, like watch what he do in this system with Arthur Smith. 7-10 later. Now those fans, they don't even talk about that anymore. And this same time last year, I was on the same kick with Mariota. I'm like, look, y'all, like, and I was never mad at Mariota because I knew going into it what Mariota was. I knew what he was. He's a mediocre quarterback. At best, mediocre. So I was never mad at mediocre. I was never mad at Mariota because he was here based on a victim of circumstance. Based on us pursuing Deshaun Watson, Matt Ryan no longer wanted to be here. So now we in a conundrum. We in a pickle. We got to make a quick decision. Okay, we ain't got no money. Okay, Mariota, can you come here and play for like $7-8 million? Oh, sure I can. All right, cool. We just hoping for the best at that point. But I knew Mariota, after only one good season out of 7 years, I knew he wasn't going to come to Atlanta and be something that he never was before in the NFL. I knew that. And if you know me, I'm like one of the biggest hardcore Falcons fans you're going to come across. But I've taught myself, like, look, if you're going to analyze your team, you can't be a total fanboy. You can't act like every player that walks into Flowery Branch is going to be the next Deion Sanders or the next Barry Sanders or the next Jerry Rice or the next Randy Moss. Sometimes players are just average. Sometimes they're just bad. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that to yourself. I knew Mariota was mediocre at best. Atlanta Falcons fans, I was saying all before the season started, like, hey, we're gonna go 7-10. We don't have a quarterback. We ain't had no money for free agents. Like, bro, Mariota not finna lead this team to no 10 or 11, 12 wins. Like, y'all pass me some of that OG Kush y'all smoking. So that's where a lot of it is at, Atlanta Falcons fans. Like, some fans they're just at the point now where they're tired of projects at the quarterback position. Man, do y'all realize? Think about this for a moment. Do y'all realize we're about to be in our third consecutive year with 3 different starters at the quarterback position? Third consecutive year. Matt Ryan, Mariota, and now probably Ritter. I'm going to tell y'all, in the NFL, and I love my Falcons, got my jersey on. Old school jersey, too. You know what I'm saying? I bought this a long time ago. When we first got Julio, I didn't think Nike had the contract yet. But anyway, in the NFL, when you got three consecutive years with 3 different quarterbacks, your franchise is in a state of disarray. And I'm saying that about my Falcons, and that's my favorite team in the world. The Bulldogs are the ones who win in the championships, but the Falcons are my favorite. You know what I'm saying? The Bulldogs are bringing the trophies home. The Bulldogs giving me bragging rights. I could talk shit to all my friends now. They can't say nothing. And I do it on Facebook all the time. I just be talking shit. Yeah, like, yeah, y'all talk. My Bulldogs, say something. Say something. 2-time national defending champs. But the Falcons, that's really my heart. If I had to take a girl to the dance, the Falcons or the Bulldogs, I'm gonna take the Falcons. But I'm gonna still keep it solid. I'm gonna keep it real. If you're going in the NFL 3 consecutive years with 3 different quarterbacks, your franchise is in a state of disarray. There's confusion. It's okay at that point to push the panic button. So, and I'm sorry, Atlanta Falcons fan, for such a long, drawn out answer, but I really was just trying to paint a picture on why there's so much reservation with Desmond Ridder, because they only invested a 3rd round draft pick in him. It's not like they took him in the 1st round, you know, where teams draft their quarterbacks at, you know. It's not like they went and got a high level free agent, you know. And it's not like they traded for Lamar Jackson. That's why you have so many people was campaigning, like me, campaigning for Lamar. That's why you had so many people last year, like me, that was campaigning for Watson. And guess what? If Josh Allen tells the Buffalo Bills after this year, F y'all, trade me, I'm gonna be campaigning for Josh Allen. Justin Herbert does that with the Chargers, I'm gonna campaign for Herbert. You know, at some point you just want you want your team to have a quarterback you can depend on. And going back to the Georgia Bulldogs, but before Stetson Bennett became Stetson Bennett, he had to really prove himself to us Georgia Bulldogs fans. A lot of Bulldogs fans were like, Stetson Bennett, man, we ain't gonna never win there with Bennett. This walk on. But after Stetson started playing and got his swag and all that, started winning games. Oh, he the GOAT. You know? So, you know, that's where a lot of us are at with it. Let's see. Facebook user says, but let's be real, my Falcon brother. What quarterback gonna come this? Hold on. What quarterback gonna come this coaching regime? And I think you're saying what quarterback is gonna come to this team or come to this coaching. What quarterback gonna come this coaching regime and set the league? I'm assuming you're saying what quarterback gonna come to the Falcons and set the league on fire. I would say you got Deshaun Watson last year. Hey. But I see why the Falcons didn't mess with him. I wouldn't pay no 20, 30 mil guarantee. I say Lamar Jackson. Hey. I mean, these are proven superstars in the NFL. Proven superstars. But to answer your question, man, I just feel like people feel more secure knowing that you took one in the 1st round. A quarterback who had 1st round talent, a 1st round grade. Because I'm telling y'all, once you get past Russell Wilson, man, these quarterbacks that are taken in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th rounds, dog, they don't pan out. So history, the stats, and the probability tell you that when you're drafting quarterbacks in the 3rd round, the success rate is extremely, extremely low. Very low. And I think that's what a lot of fans are concerned about. It's almost like we're in year 3 and we still ain't got our quarterback. If Ridder is the guy, like, he's still improving. He's still improving. Ridder only started 4 games. And do we really expect Ridder to come out next year and just be on fire? 2nd year in the league, only starting 4 games. that's why a lot of people are concerned. And it's valid concerns. It's valid concerns. And some fans who want to act like people are tripping when they talking about Ritter, they're not tripping. It's valid. And I posted this in our Atlanta Bird Game Facebook group today. This same time last year, and I'm going back to Mariota. This same time last year, you know what Falcons fans were telling me? Toddy, man, stop tripping. Mariota gonna be fine. The Falcons gonna surprise a lot of people. We're gonna surprise some folks. That's what they were telling me. Chill out. The Falcons gonna surprise people next year with Mariota. 7-10 later. Now here we go. 2023. You know, the same people telling me, Toddy, chill. Mariota, Ritter gonna be fine. The Falcons gonna surprise some people. People get to the point where they're Falcons fans, and they let their hope and their bias supersede their rationale and their reasoning. We are hoping that Ritter ends up being the man, but there's nothing proven that he will be the man. Nothing proven, and I get it. Quarterbacks in the first round, they're not established in the NFL either. But you know what? You as a team, you invested that high level pick in that quarterback, so there was something about you that thought he could be the man. But when you go all the way down to the third round, you don't have a lot of draft equity in that guy. You didn't think he was that good, because if you thought he was, Ritter would have got drafted instead of Drake London last year in the 8th round. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Maddie, well, we picked up AJ's option, so after next season he'll get his extension. As for Nolan Smith, I know he had a good combine, but his numbers haven't been impressive. Valid point. He got hurt too. I say take Wilson or Carter if he drops. If not, then go quarterback 100%. I hope we can get Jalen Carter, bro. I hope we can get Carter, bro. I hope we can get Carter. I really do. Mo Lewis says we had a whole regime. We're going on year 3 and have no quarterback ass backwards. Mo Lewis say he came to banging on this regime. Year 3, you don't have your quarterback in order. No, what you doing up there, big dog? Arthur Smith, what you doing up there, big dog? Hello. I be feeling like that too, Mo. I be like, man, like, look, I love the team, but come on, get this shit together, man. Like, what? Come on. Come on. We'll see, man. We'll see. I really hope Ritter works out, man. I hope it works out. For my sake, for y'all's sake, for the franchise's sake. I really hope he works out, man. I do. But again, 3rd round quarterback, and I'm telling y'all, and I know people gonna say, well, the round do mean something. Go look at the data on quarterback success rate drafted in the 3rd round and beyond. Look at the data. If you're a fan of history and probability, you'll totally understand it. But now, if you let your bias just supersede rationale, because in my opinion, if you are a fan of history and probability, that means you have logic, or you're not allowing your bias to overstep your logic. And I would like to think that I'm fairly logical. Winston says, to me, Ritter's ceiling is Heineke. Oh, Lord. It'll be exciting, but just not enough to push us over the edge. We basically have the same person taking 2 spots in the same position. Damn. And Winston, that's why I was telling Mike earlier, like, man, if we don't take a quarterback in the first round, I don't want us to draft one. Because then you'd have 3 people in the same position. So that's exactly what I was meaning. That's a great comment too, bro. Kurt Lee, the dirty Birdian, is in the building. Says defense still wins championships. The 49ers had a 4th-string quarterback and was 1 game away from the Super Bowl. Kurt Lee. Thank you for the comment. I would actually debate you on that. Because you said, now, Kurt Lee, you said defense still wins championship. Then you referenced the 49ers who didn't win the championship. And let me tell you this, Kurt Lee. When you say defense wins championships, now, Kurt Lee, keep in mind, my dog, Kurt Lee. Keep in mind, the number 1 offense beat the number 1 defense in the Super Bowl this year. The offense beat the defense in the Super Bowl this year, Kurt Lee. The high octane offense of Mahomes and his crew, his clique, beat that prolific defense, and they didn't even get a sack. I really think, and I'm referencing back to modern day football again, but I really think with the modern day football, the passing league, how the NFL has manipulated the rules to favor the quarterback in the offense, I really think the offense is just as important, if not more important, than the defense, and for in terms of winning championships. Now, back in the day, I would agree with you 100%, but I think in 2023, I think defense wins championships is just a cliche, an outdated cliche at this point in time. But don't get me wrong. I mean, you still need defense. I'm not saying that defense is not needed and not important and not viable, but I think offense gets understated now. Atlanta Falcons fans, they building him a team so he can show us what he got. I hope so, man. I hope so. And trust me, Atlanta Falcons fan, like if Ridder ends up being a guy, I'm gonna support him. I'm gonna ride with him. I'm gonna support him. I'm gonna ride with him. Now, if we get to the point now where he don't come, like he ain't got it, I'm gonna be at his throat. I'm gonna be at his throat, and then I'm gonna be at Fontenot's throat and Arthur Smith's throat. If they ride with Ridder has a mediocre season, get Fontenot and Arthur Smith out of here. Get them out of here. Put them on Hartsfield. Send them to Hartsfield International. Get them out of Atlanta. I don't need to see nothing else from them guys. If they're laying year 3 on the line for Ridder, and he don't play, if he don't ball this year, because keep in mind now, they decided not to go and get Derek Carr or Jimmy G and give Ridder more time to season. So if they think a sophomore quarterback with only 4 starts can get this team in the playoff, and if he doesn't, they need to go. Straight like that. They need to go. Because that means you've had you just can't make me think otherwise if this Ridder thing fails, that means the Falcons have had 3 years of top 8 draft picks and didn't get a quarterback. But you risked it all for a 3rd rounder who didn't pan out. They would need to go. I wouldn't want them in Atlanta now another year. Get them both out of here. Get Arthur and Terry, y'all get the hell on. Going back where y'all came from. You take your ass back to New Orleans, and Arthur Smith, you go back with your billionaire father in FedEx and bring us a brand new crew in here. Bring us a new crew in here. Because you bring in a new coach and a new general manager to win, not to keep losing. So if we're going to keep losing, you might as well just keep Dimitrov in here to keep losing. Dimitrov had got to the point where he was losing pretty good. Dan Quinn was losing pretty good. You don't bring two more guys or a whole another crew in here to continue to lose. I would rather lose with the guys I'm already familiar with. I'd rather lose with a familiar crew. Ms. B says we're entering year 3 with a coaching staff who ain't got a quarterback yet. Yep. And just said that. And the Panthers' first year coach go and grab the quarterback real quick. Yeah. Look like they're gonna get CJ Stroud. Ms. B, you just made such an excellent point. Normally, when a new staff comes in, you go ahead and get your quarterback. And just like you point out here, Panthers get a new coach, and like first thing they do, hey man, let's go get a quarterback. Let's go get our guy. CJ Stroud, that's our guy. Let's go get CJ. Bryce Young, that's our guy. Like, how much y'all need for us to move up and get our? Okay, we're gonna pay that ransom. But you know what? 3 years, 2 years from now, we're gonna be balling on y'all ass. While the Falcons in here running through the mud, they don't know which way is up. Yeah. New Orleans is in cap hell. Yeah. Tampa Bay, they didn't won a Super Bowl. Now they back to the bottom. And Brady going in. We about to go on sneak in here and dominate this division for the next 5 years. So 3 consecutive years, top 8 picks. That really thing better work, man. It better work. It better work. And that's all I'm gonna say. It better work, man. It better work. Ray Ellison is in the house. What's up with you, Ray? What's happening? What's popping? What's going on? Be Strong was in the building. Even though the Falcons had a lot more money to spend than the Saints or the Panthers, it seemed like both teams made more upgrades than the fact. Be Strong came to bang. Be Strong said, God damn, Toddy. Boy, it seemed like we had $1 billion and we didn't, and we let teams who didn't have but $800 in their pocket outdo us in free agency. What's going on? Be Strong said, God, we had all the money, but we let the division rivals do better in free agency. Be Strong came to bang. Be Strong. I just said, man. Year 3, Fontenot, Arthur Smith. Ain't no more losing, man. There ain't no more excuses for losing. The Falcons gets no excuses from me this year. That first year they got here, I gave them an excuse. I didn't expect the playoffs. I didn't predict the playoffs. Second year, same thing. I didn't expect the playoffs. I didn't predict the playoffs. But year 3, you had like $70 million. You had the second most available cap space, and you done picked in the top 10 the prior 2 years, and then you done had a bunch of draft picks because you done traded a bunch of guys. You traded Matt, you got a 3rd rounder for him. You traded Julio, you got a 2nd and a 4th for him. So there's no excuses. There absolutely. The Falcons don't go to the playoffs this year. I'm accepting no excuses from the Falcons or from the fans. Move on. Get these guys out of here. Bring a new crew in here. Bring somebody who can finish the job. Let's see. False-Star Falcons said, what's the big deal about waiting? We ain't had a good quarterback in years. Matt Ryan was cooked to me since 2012 letdown. What's the big deal about waiting? I think you just answered your question, bro. I really think this fan base just tired of waiting. I think we are dealing with a very restless fan base who's tired of waiting. You know, we've got to that point now. Like, man, we want to win. Like we want to win. We're tired of our season being over in around November, Thanksgiving. We're tired of not going to the playoffs. We want to host a playoff game in our new stadium. You know, that stadium hasn't been open going on. This will be the 6th year. And we hadn't hosted a playoff game yet. So I really think the fans are tired of waiting. You know, they're ready for the Falcons to flip the switch and start winning again. And I keep referencing the Bulldogs because I remember when the Georgia Bulldog fan base was restless too. Man, we ain't won that in 40 years, man. Da 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 da. Mark Rick this, da da da. Jim Dunn that, da da da. Kirby Smart this, da 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 da. You win them championships, you know what happened? Everybody shut up. We all just smiling now. Yeah, yeah. It's so peaceful and great being a Bulldog fan right now, bro. I'm telling the Georgia Bulldog fans, we don't argue no more. We don't complain no more. Everything is great. Why? Because they won the championship. Because they met their ultimate goal, and that's the goal is to win the title. So as Bulldog fans, man, we just see each other in the street like, big dog, what's happening with your boy? What going on? You know what I'm saying? Falcons fan, they see each other in the street. Boy, what the fuck Falcons gonna do this shit, bro? Y'all know how it be when you run into another Falcons fan. Boy, what you think, no Falcons? I mean, you start rubbing your head, you know, that stress level pull up a little bit. It's different when you're talking about the Falcons with somebody else. Running somebody in the streets, you got, boy, them Falcons, you know, the whole conversation be different. And the fan base is ready to win at this point. My dog RJ Smith is in a building. What's happening with your RJ? What's popping, bro? Says, I'm sorry, home and title, but how you feeling about the move we made so far and what you feel we need to do moving forward? In regards to free agency or the moves we made so far, very, very happy to sign Lindstrom, bro. I know some people were critical of the Falcons for making them the highest paid guard in the NFL, but you didn't have a choice. You didn't have a choice. You could argue he was the best lineman the last 2 seasons in the entire NFL. You could make the argument. I'm not saying he was, but you know what? If I jumped into the debate, I got a lot of ammo now. I'm not saying I will win that debate, but goddamn it, I'm gonna have a lot of ammo. I got a lot of ammo, and he's still young, so you had to give it to him. You had to give it to him. Highest rated lineman last year. You had to give it to him. So I was happy to go ahead and lock him up. I was very, very, very happy to lock Caleb McGarry up. I did not want to separate that duo, man. I didn't want to separate the duo. I wanted to keep Tom Glavine and John Smokes. I want to keep John Smokes and Greg Maddox together. And then we got McGarry for like $10.34 million per year. I felt like that was a bargain. So I was real happy that we kept our guys. I like the Jesse Bates signing. I think we overpaid a little bit, but you coming to Atlanta, you're gonna overpay. You're gonna overpay. And you know what, y'all? I hate to do this, y'all. I'm so sorry because this is such a good conversation. We're gonna have to actually finish this conversation because we're really just getting to the draft, and we didn't talk about free agency, and we need to keep on discussing Ritter and the skepticism. But I'm gonna have to sign off because Uncle Steve is about to come on at 4:00. Hold on, let me go to his channel and make sure he comes on at 4. And I want to give him his time. Let's see. Well, I think he'll say 5:15. Oh no, we might can go. I think I'm looking at his page and it says 5:15. So I guess he coming on later than I thought. So we'll keep going. I was gonna sign off because I thought Steve was gonna come on at 4, but it looks like he's coming on at 5:15. So we'll keep going. As far as what I think we need to do moving forward, RJ, man, we gotta have a good draft, bro. We gotta have a good draft. Though we gotta hit on the draft. Definitely gotta hit on the draft. I'm gonna be very interested to see what our first 3 picks are gonna be. We're really, really gotta hit on the draft. ATL Jordan Faithful in the building says, what's up, Ty, to everyone in the chat? What's happening with you, bro? How you doing, man? How's everything going? Facebook user says, I'd like to get another wide receiver. Y'all ain't never built no championship roster, so we should do opposite of what y'all say. Who is y'all? Because everybody got a different opinion, man. Who classifies as y'all? The Falcons have never built a championship roster, so should we not do what the Falcons say? I'm just saying. Like, respectfully, how does that make any sense? Y'all ain't never built no championship roster, so we should do the opposite of what y'all say. How many championships have the Atlanta rosters? How many Super Bowl rosters have the Falcons built? I mean, like that's like the most oxymoron statement that ever hit my chat in a live stream. Y'all ain't never built the championship, so we should do the opposite of what y'all say. As if the Falcons got 7 of them, or 6 of them, or 5 of them, or 4 of them. So should we do the opposite with the Falcons say, since they never built a Super Bowl roster? All right, what sense are you making, Facebook? You stay off that weed, whoever it is. Put that weed and that Budweiser down, because you're not making no sense right now. Put the weed down. Put the Budweiser down. Stop. You ain't making a lick of sense. Y'all ain't never built no championship roster, so we should do the opposite of what y'all say. Who is y'all? Who like we're just like everybody just thinks alike. There are plenty of people who don't agree with my ideology when it comes to what the Falcons should do, just like I don't agree with theirs. If you're a Falcons fan, you know everybody got different ideas and different opinions. So where are we declassifying or classifying y'all at? And then you talking like the Falcons got like a room full of trophies in the trophy case. I know what I can see him going back to the Bulldogs. I can see if you say, man, just hush, let Kirby do his thing. Kirby know what he's doing. Okay, I agree with you, big dog. Kirby done proved it. But the Falcons, the architects of 28-3. Oh, Dave is in the building. What's happening with you, Dave? I ain't seen you in a minute, brother. What's been going on? When I watch videos of Bijan Robinson's backup, Rashawn Johnson's run, I did not see a drop off. You're correct, man. They had a hell of a backfield, man. I'll be cool with getting Robinson later on in the draft. I'm not a fan of drafting running backs early. At least not right now for how this team is set up. And you can find Robinson like the 4th, 5th, 6th round. Oh, yeah, shoot. Go grab him. Please get him. if Jahmyr Gibbs just happened to be still sitting there in the 3rd or 4th round, snatch him up. Kenny McIntosh is sitting there in the 5th round, grab him. But when no time before that, I'm definitely not gonna be the one to tell you to draft the running back in that 1st round. You're not gonna hear that from me, especially in the top 10. You're definitely not gonna hear that from me. Spoon ATL Jordan Favor says Spoon ahead, Buster for sure. And I think you're talking about the quarterback with the Spoon. I think that's who you're talking about also. James Docker says, I want to get your take on the Hopkins situation with Atlanta being in the mix. Stay away from D-Hop. That's my take. Stay away from D-Hop. That is my take. Do not trade for Hopkins, man. And not because I don't think D-Hop is good. D-Hop has shown that he was a great player in the prime of his career. I think he's left the prime. I don't, I can't say for sure, but I think he's left the prime years of his career. But I don't want the Falcons to trade for him. I don't want us to trade for a 31-year-old wide receiver who's due $35 million. A 31-year-old wide receiver who's due $35 million. I don't want us to do that. Who has not played a full NFL season in years, man. Years. No. If you feel like you need a wide receiver that bad, I mean, the Falcons is really truly feel like they need one. That go draft one, get one in the 2nd or 3rd round. Go draft one. But stay away from D-Hop. No. Let's see. I truly don't think our first pick will be AB. I think I that's probably a typo. I'm guessing you mean a quarterback. I wouldn't bet on that either at this point, to be real with you. ATL Georgia favors Palmer and Whedon in later rounds. Atlanta Falcons fans, so everybody just in doubt because they was caught up in the Lamar hype. Ritter played 4 games, and that ain't enough to doubt what he can do. He couldn't come in and fix Mariota's shit with no weapons. I don't think that's it. I think there was a lot of Lamar hype, which I was a part of, but last year it was the same thing when we thought we had a chance at Watson. So I don't think it's one individual person. I just think it's the position and not just an individual person. Because we was doing all this stuff last year when we thought we were gonna get Deshaun Watson, and now it's the Lamar thing. I think us Falcons fans are just ready to have a legit quarterback again. I think that's what it boils down to. Again, if Josh Allen somehow becomes available, if he gives Buffalo the finger and say and pulls a Julio and says, I'm out of there. Trust me, these Falcon fans we're gonna lose our shit. Go get Josh Allen. We got the money. We supposed to have like $70 million in cap space next year too. Go get Josh Allen. No, man, go get Josh Allen. You know, if Jalen Hurts and the Eagles can't figure out his extension, and he follows this Lamar trail where he possibly could get traded, the fans are gonna go crazy for Jalen Hurts. I'm just gonna put it. This is the simplest way I can put it. And I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it. Any consistently bad team, Falcons. Any consistently bad team, Falcons, who don't have a quarterback in place, Falcons. The fans of that team are always gonna campaign for top tier quarterbacks. Us. So that's where we're at right now. I get everybody want Ritter to be successful. I want him to be successful too, but he gotta prove it. I hate to say this, but there's a greater chance that he's gonna fail than he will succeed. That's just the NFL. The fail rate is much higher than the success rate in the league. In the NFL draft, you got 7 rounds, you got 32 teams. So you got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of players. But you know what? There are only 53 people that come on that team every year. And most times half the roster spots are already occupied by guys who are coming back from contracts. So I hope Ritter ends up being the guy, but like there's a good chance he won't. There's a good chance he won't. Atlanta Falcons fans says Ritter got enough weapons to show if he the man or not. If he ain't, they got Taylor Heineken to back him up till they get the answer at quarterback. And I think that's what worries a lot of us. Because if Ritter isn't a guy and then we got to lean on Taylor Heineke, we'll be drafting top 10 again. And it will be an Atlanta Falcons fan will be having this same live stream talking, well, who we going to draft at number 4? You know what I'm saying? Should we move up to number 1 to get a quarterback? And I think a lot of Falcons fans are just tired of that conversation, man. We want to play in January. You know, we want to be playing past week 17. We want to be winning. We want that big, man, they done spent like $2 billion to knock down my baby, the Georgia Dome. That was my baby. They knocked down my baby, built that real big, pretty ass stadium with all them bars and alcohols and all these suites. We ain't hosted a playoff game in there yet. You know, so this is year number 6, man. We almost get to the point we're gonna have to stop calling it the new stadium because you know we hosted our first game there in 2017. So we just want these boys to get it together. Pace People said I'm going to be furious if Bryce Young or CJ Stroud is lightening up for the Panthers and Ritter plays mediocre for the Falcons. Oh boy, that I'm telling you, that would lose Fontenot and Arthur Smith their jobs. They will lose their jobs. So Ritter, man, if they stick with Ritter, he better pan out. If they don't grab a quarterback themselves, let's see who will be left out there. AR-15, Will Levis, or whoever, and they don't ball. Hey man, them boys, Arthur Smith, them out of here, man. Fontenot, they gonna be out of here. Because of bad personnel decisions. Facebook user says, "What's up, Tyler? This is Eric Park. What's happening, Eric? I keep forgetting how to get my name to show up in the comments. What you do is right there. There's a paragraph, like while I wrote the caption that there's a paragraph, and click on that paragraph, and you should see a link. There's going to be a link in the caption. Just click on that caption, and that gives this software permission to use your profile picture and your name, and it'll pop up. It only takes a second to do it. It only takes a second. See, Eddie from Dublin says we need Broderick Jones or Carter if he is there. Hey man, if Jalen Carter's sitting there, hey, go grab him immediately. Don't hesitate. Don't collect $200. Do not pass. Go grab Jalen Carter, man. Draft Jalen Carter. You know, if they really want to ride behind Ritter, man, go ahead and get you a potential franchise changing player on defense, and I think that would be Jalen Carter. And the thing also with Jalen Carter, because again, I know people got questions about what he's going through, you know, and I know there was a report out there with character issues, but I really think Jalen Carter would do well in this locker room because you got Grady Jarrett in that locker room. Grady Jarrett is a established veteran who don't put up with no bull. And I think that would be a perfect person for Jalen Carter to get under his wing, say, hey, young fella, I'm going to mentor you, show you the ropes. You know what I'm saying? You know, just hang tight under me. You got any questions? There go my cell phone number. You're going to work out with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you how you eat. You eat right and how you deal with being a multimillionaire in this city of Atlanta. So, you know, I'm big homie, you little homie. Let's go out here and wreck shop on this field. I think Grady would be the ultimate mentor for him. So I would love to see that pairing. I really would. Michael says Toddy Carter should have just not have gone to the pro day. Good point. Very, very good point. Good point. And in hindsight, that probably was the best thing. Just don't go to that pro day. Excellent point. He still will be a top pick. He gave it a shot and he still wasn't recovered from the accident. I want him bad. Me too, Mike. Me too. Great point. Facebook said, I don't give a damn what they do as long as it's not another skill position. Pick. Go hard on D, edge, or cornerback, period. Preferably edge Tyree. Wilson game is a lot like Cam Jordan, and Nielsen might be able to expedite his development because of the comparison. Hey, man, I totally agree. Nah, I ain't gonna lie now. We get a quarterback I like, you know, I wouldn't be mad at that. But I see what you're saying, bro. And I agree with what you're saying. I totally get off that skill position shit in the first round. I don't want no more wide receivers in the first round. Don't talk to me about no damn running back in the first round. No more fucking tight ends at the top 8. Go and dig in them trenches now, man. You know, you a few years back, you went and got Lindstrom and McGarry in the first round. It's time to put it on the defense now. Straight up. So I'm absolutely with you, bro. We right here. Man, I'm hearing people talking about wide receivers and running backs. I'm like, man, y'all can't be serious, man. Like, y'all really can't be serious, man. You can't be serious. Rusty Moore Jr. is in the building. What's up with you, Rusty? How you doing today, bro? Rusty says trade up to get number 3 and draft Will Anderson. Then I will forgive them for mishandling the quarterback situation. The way they have the last 26 months, I like Terry, but the QB that starts game 1 in 2023 has to be the QB who starts the game 1 in 2024. Rusty, key point. I said that about 20 minutes ago, Rusty. You can't have all this inconsistency at your starting quarterback position. That's a sign of poverty franchise, Falcons. I'm sorry, Rusty. But you can't have 4 different quarterbacks starting the season 4 years in a row. Bro, that is called QB hell. And that shows the front office really never had a plan. Yeah, Rusty. Preach, man. Preach. That's what it shows. front office don't know what the F-U-C-K they doing, man. It's already bad for 3 consecutive years. I spoke on that earlier. But if you go in this 4 different years, like, bro, we the poverty franchise, we don't know what the fuck we doing. So yeah, you know, whoever they go out this year, hey, man, you better make sure that's the guy. You better make sure that is the guy. You better make sure that is the guy for sure. Mo Lewis says Russell Wilson beat the #1 guy. Ritter couldn't beat out Mariota. Mo, that's why a lot of people just are skeptical, man. It's the competition, like Mariota. We know Mariota ain't no legit starting quarterback in the NFL. You say the same thing about Taylor Heineke. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Madison, don't forget, Matt Flynn was a backup before he signed. Wasn't hard for Wilson to beat him out. And did we ever hear Matt Flynn after he lost his job to Russell Wilson? It seemed like he just faded out the league. Facebook said that Seattle defense carried Russell Wilson. You know what? I'm not saying that they did or they didn't, but I honestly don't think Russell Wilson really got his due credit for that Seattle Super Bowl. And I'm not saying that Seattle's defense should not get a lot of credit, because you're talking about one of the greatest defenses that we've seen in decades, man. But I think people really downplay how important Russell Wilson was. Because remember, that defense was already there before Russell got there, and they weren't doing shit with it. Russell got drafted 2012. 2011, that defense was ranked number 8 in the NFL. The defense was already legit before Russell got there. Marshawn was already there before Russell got there. Russell gave them what they needed. And I saw what Russell Wilson was about his rookie year firsthand. I mean, I saw firsthand when we almost lost to Seattle. I think it was the divisional playoff game. And do y'all remember y'all remember Russell Wilson that game as a rookie? I think Russell had like 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. We couldn't do nothing with that dude, man. We couldn't do nothing with it. And I'm thinking to myself, but this dude is a rookie? Oh boy, this dude is a rookie? He about to mess the league up. So I don't think Russell gets enough credit. And also, Russell Wilson is just a dumbass play call from Pete Carroll away from being a 2-time Super Bowl champion back to back, which he rightfully should have been. Brady should really only have 3 Super Bowls if we being good, being real. Russell been mediocre. I can't agree with you on that, man. I can't I can't say Russell Wilson has been mediocre. I can't agree with you on that. Ms. B said they moved up to get AK as well. And you know, Ms. B, we need AK to have he need kind of have like a breakout season this year too. I like his potential that I saw from him this past season. And hopefully he gives us a lot more his second season. A lot of those picks on the defensive side of the ball, they're gonna come along. AK, Troy Anderson, Jalen Hawkins. I'm not sure what his role gonna be now with base there, but a lot of those Corn Graham, a lot of them guys they drafted on defense, man. This is gonna be the season now that they're gonna have to kind of blossom and help this team out. But you are right there, Ms. B. 5-star says, I'll tell you this: the only reason Rudy didn't start last year was because clearly Arthur Smith promised Marcus Mariota some significant regarding playing time. I'll be honest, 5-star. I don't think he was better than Mariota. at the beginning of the year. I really don't. I think Arthur Smith was going with the person who he felt gave him the best chance of winning games and getting the playoffs. I get some people think I'm tripping when I say this, but I still thought the offense was more fluid with Mariota. I did. I thought even when Ritter played, the offense was more fluid with Mariota as a starter. When Ritter finally did play against New Orleans, it was clear evident he wasn't ready. He had an atrocious game. And I think that's why Arthur Smith waited so long to play him because he just wasn't ready. You didn't really see Ritter turn a corner and actually have a average game. The first two games, Ritter were not good. And I'm not knocking him for that because you don't expect him to be good as a rookie. But the Cardinals game, that was the first game where you were like, okay, he played decent. All the rest of them was terrible or bad. The first two was terrible or bad. Arizona, like, okay, that was decent. And the fourth game against Tampa, that was much improved. But I think the offense was more fluid with Mariota. The playbook was, of course, pulled back with Mariota. Arthur Smith opened up his playbook. I shouldn't say playbook. He was more willing to pass the ball with Ritter than he was with Mariota. Now Fan Russell's clowning in his first few years in the league. When you say clowning in his first few years of the league, what do you mean exactly? Eddie says, ain't nothing that Bryce Young can do that Ritter can't skill set wise. We're gonna see next year. We'll see next year because Ritter only has 4 games more experience than Bryce will have, and Bryce gonna be drafted early, and he gonna be projected to be they're probably the day one starter wherever he goes, whether that be Houston or to those dudes in Carolina, them kitty cats. So we'll see next year, man. We're gonna see next year. We shall see next year. Next year will tell us a lot. Now when Ritter takes us to the playoffs, what they gonna say? Nobody gonna say nothing. And that's the thing about it, Atlanta Falcons fan. Us Falcons fans, we want to go to the playoffs, man. We want to go to playoffs. And I go back to the Stetson Bennett comparable. Boy, when Stetson Bennett won the championship the first year, we shut the fuck up. Everybody stopped criticizing him. Everybody stopped doubting him. When the success comes, people will shut up and they'll enjoy the ride. And the Georgia Bulldogs, and I just read Eddie's comments before yours. Eddie is like me. Eddie is a real big Georgia Bulldog fan. I don't know if he's still in the chat now, but Eddie will tell you, people were not sold on Stetson. But when that championship came, you know what we did? We shut the F up and we enjoyed that ride because it was a fun ride. And that's what people do. You had to prove it to people. And then they'll just enjoy the ride, man. They'll enjoy. People don't want to be critical of their team. They don't want to be skeptical of their team. But they only can go off what they've seen in the past. We've seen 5 consecutive losing seasons. So if Ritter comes out here, he balls out. He throws for 4,400 yards, 31 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. The Falcons go 11-6. We're going to playoffs. People will hush. They will shut up and enjoy the ride because that's the only thing we want to do. We just want to ride, man. If you ever owned a dog, what do your dog love to do the most? Well, one of the things he like to do the most, he like to ride. Dogs are unless you just got a dog who get car sick, but dogs are normally content riding with their owners. They ain't gonna say nothing, ain't no barking. They gonna just stick their head out the window and man, I'm just enjoying this shit. That's how dogs are. Boy, they just love to ride. Your dog ride all day, all night with you. That's how fans are. And I'm not comparing fans to dogs, but I'm just saying, when you winning, we just gonna enjoy the ride, bro. We ain't all the complaining gonna stop because we winning. But when you losing, now you open up the doors to criticism and people being skeptical. And that's among all fan bases. They're just not the Falcons. We just Falcons fans, so we consume ourselves with each other so much. They didn't start winning till the Legion of Boom started. They didn't start winning again. The Legion of Boom was there before Russell got there. When Russell got there, that's when the Super Bowl happened. And I'm not taking anything away from the defense, but you can't undermine Russell Wilson either. Now you can't do that. I think Russell Wilson first 10 years in the NFL world, there was some of the best. There was some of the best first 10 years of any quarterback within the last 30 years. Russell was a dog, man. I know stats don't tell the whole story, but shoot, go look at Russell numbers. Don't let the Denver Broncos Russell Wilson fool you now. Russell Wilson just started losing after like 10 years. Bryce Young has a way better arm than Desmond Ridder. Ada says, y'all mad we didn't sell our soul for Lamont when he can't even beat teams strictly from the pocket and can't stay healthy. I said it before, it's not about the player, it's about the position. Eddie, you last year, you wanted Deshaun Watson just like I did. Why? Because you know we needed a legit quarterback. It's not about the player, it's about the position. And as I've been saying during this live stream, if Josh Allen tell Buffalo next year, man, F y'all. Trade me. You know what? People in the Falcons fan base, man, let's go get Josh Allen, bro. Let's go get Josh. Well, how much money we got? Let's go get Josh Allen. It's not the player, it is the position. You know, and that's all it boiled down to. People were doing the same thing when we thought we had Deshaun Watson last year. Same thing they're doing now that we thought we had a chance to Lamar. It's the position. The Falcons have not had a great or a very good season at the quarterback position since 2018. That's a long time. And that's not by coincidence. We have been in the playoffs, you know, since around that time. Our last playoff appearance was 2017. Matt Ryan had an excellent year in 2018. And since then, it's just been okay, above average, bad, mediocre, and then you got a rookie finish the last 4 games of last year. It's the position. It's the quarterback position. In baseball, if you got a lot of good hitters, but your pitching sucks, the fans are going to focus on the pitchers. We got to get better pitching. I remember the Braves right before the World Series the bullpen was effed up. Like, man, we got the bullpen, man, bro. You know what I'm saying? We can win it, but we get the bullpen straight. And they put it together. Bullpen played better, pitching got better. World Series. In today's NFL, you need a legit quarterback. Whether that be Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Tom Brady, Desmond Ridder, whoever that may be, they got to be legit, though. They got to be very, very, very good or great. All that mediocre shit, that ain't going to work in today's NFL. This is not the 90s. You got to have some top-level quarterback play to win big in the NFL. That's all it boils down to. Basically, you said I was for Mariota. I'm saying the same thing I'm saying about Ridder. Give the man an opportunity to prove himself. Once he didn't, it was time to go. As a Falcons fan, man, we got nothing but time, bro. We got nothing but time. We've been waiting a long time. Some people just tired of waiting, man. False Start Falcons said, I want to trade up next draft for Caleb Williams. Man, we're going to have to stand in line on that one, False Start, because everybody going to want Caleb, bro. Everybody going to want him. But you know the thing about it? We don't do no trades. We'll have some. We need Calvin Ridley to ball out in Jacksonville so we can get that second round pick. We need him to sign that extension so we can get another draft pick. Hey, man, we probably could put a package together because we'll have 2 second rounders and then our first rounder last year. Let's see. I just read that one. Atlanta Falcons. Okay, you talking to False Start. Atlanta Georgia Faithful said, I get your points. We just gonna give Red a chance to prove he can shine or prove he can't and we got to ride with it. That's our only choice as Falcons fan. That is definitely our only choice. My dog John Brooks is in a building. What's up with you, John? How you doing today, bro? What's happening? Y'all, I do apologize, man. I'm not gonna be able to get through all the comments. My battery's about to go dead on this laptop. I be using this. I stopped using Wi-Fi. I stopped using Wi-Fi, and I'm using the Ethernet cord. And man, this shit burns so much battery so fast. And then I have to plug the microphone up on the second USB port. So when I be going live, I only get about a strong 90 or 100 minutes before the laptop battery wears out. So I'm gonna have to cut this one short, y'all. But we got to finish this up, man. We'll come back and we'll try to finish this up Tuesday, Wednesday, and next time I come live, I want to have a panel on. So I'm gonna shoot the link in the comment section the next time I come. We're gonna finish talking about the draft. We'll finish talking about Desmond Ridder, skepticism, criticism that the Falcons are facing from their own fans. But we'll definitely finish this conversation up, man. But like always, man, I appreciate the love. I appreciate y'all time. Y'all stick around. Uncle Steve will be on at 5:15 today for his special 1,000 subscribers show. So if y'all haven't congratulated Uncle Steve yet for hitting 1,000 subscribers, make sure to tune in to Uncle Steve today at 5:15 as he's gonna do that show. But again, we'll be back. I'm trying to finish up for my laptop go there. But we'll be back on Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll do another live show. We'll wrap this up. We'll do a part 2 of what we're doing today. But like as always, y'all, I'll see y'all the next time I see y'all. Peace.